Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and today we're going to be doing another top list on underrated OSTs, and this time going to be on the N64. So yeah, just like the last two that I did, there's not going to be a whole lot of commentary here since I'm just going to be showcasing like 3 random songs from the game that I do find where the OST is actually really freaking good. But it's also not one from like a classic game like, like Zelda, Mario, GoldenEye, all that kind of stuff. These are from games that have really good music that really don't get talked about too much. So if you've seen the other ones I've done, then it's not much different from that. So anyways, with that said, let's begin the list. So the first one I want to mention is Penny Racers 64. And it's a part of the Chara-Q series, which is a series of racers where you're using cute little cars. Believe it or not, there's actually a shitload of these games, and they all have like different names, and when they got released on different like systems and regions, they all had different names from each other. It's pretty wild. But yeah, the music in this game I think is really good, and is definitely one of the best parts of the game. I don't really know a way to describe the way how the music sounds in this game though, but it definitely is very catchy, very upbeat, and definitely has a really cool feel to it. Well, you'll see. And next up is another racing game, and that happens to be Top Gear Rally. Well, I'm sure as you know, there is a shit ton of racing games on the system, so of course this list will have quite a few as well. And also the Top Gear series, I think overall, is actually a really fun racing series. And I personally don't consider the series as a whole to be like that underrated because there's still a lot of people that do know about the series and do think that it is a really good series that's not completely forgotten. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because while a lot of people do praise the series quite a lot, I usually don't hear a lot of people mention its music that often. And out of all the games in the series that I've played and heard its music for, I'd say this one is probably my favorite one. So yeah, this one kind of has that same feeling that Penny Racer 64 has, but this one, I actually like it a little bit more. It has a lot more epic vibes to it, and it's great. next one I want to mention is a game that I've actually played at a very young age, and that being Glover. Now, as a kid, I love this game, but growing up after playing it many years later, I still like it. I mean, it does have its weird issues, but I still like it enough to say that I like it. But the music in this game is just really chill, really relaxing, and honestly, I just think it's just really fucking great. And in a weird way, I find that some of the songs do kind of remind me of the band Moby, which is a little odd, but I mean, hey, I don't mind. Next up is yet another racing game, and this is actually one I reviewed a long ass time ago, and that being Aero Gauge. So it's a futuristic racing game, more closer to Wipeout than F-Zero. I used to compare it a lot to F-Zero because I didn't know any better. But yeah, as cool as the game looks though, unfortunately, it's not one of the best ones you can get. But the music, however, is one thing I'll never forget about this game. It's pretty awesome. It just has a very high energy sound that just fits the tone perfectly. And as for the final game I'm going to be mentioning here, this is another one that I used to play a lot growing up, and that being Fighter's Destiny. Now, you can really put Fighter's Destiny 1 or 2 in here, doesn't matter, because I think both of the OSTs in them are really fucking awesome. So as you know, the N64 really didn't get much fighting games, and the ones that they did get weren't really that good, but even though I did play this game after playing stuff like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Super Smash Bros., I still liked the game a lot at the time. Of course, nowadays, it's not nearly as good as I remember it though, but I still have a decent time with it. At the very least, this game compared to many of the other fighting games on N64, I can say that it's at least competent for the fact that it does have some pretty cool, unique ideas. And as for the music though, man, like, there's a lot I could say. So, you know, there's a lot of variety here, and there's a lot of songs that fit, like, the settings perfectly. A lot of them are really catchy, and really, I don't think there's any bad song within the game at all. Also, as a side note, if anyone who's listening to this knows how to make video game covers, then I think you should totally add this one to the list if you can. So that's all the ones I'm going to be mentioning for today, and of course, if there's any N64 OSTs that you feel that don't get talked about that much, always feel free to suggest them. And maybe if I have enough time, I might do a video on 5 of my favorite underrated PS2 OSTs, but we'll have to see when we get there. But anyways, with that said, thanks for watching and commenting, and have yourselves a great day.